Welcome everyone to Nikki Loves Books. Nikki here, and today we do have a Bookish box to unbox. So this should be our young adult October 2023 Bookish box. So as always, the Bookish box is behind, but they're trying to catch up. And it feels like they start catching up and then they slow back down again. But I'm excited to finally have this, and let's go ahead and open it and see all our fantastic items. Or possible fantastic items. If you guys have seen some of my other recent Bookish box unboxings, some of the items have not been the best. So I'm hoping this box is better than some of the recent ones. However, I did notice that this box is relatively small, so I'm a little concerned already just right off the bat. I did also want to give an update on my last Bookish Box video. It was the Young Adult September Bookish Box video. My copy of the book, Zahara, The Guardians of Dawn, was not signed by the author, and I did contact Bookish Box. It was a mistake, so it was supposed to be signed. So we're in the process of, me returning the copy I have and then sending a replacement. Okay, let's go ahead and get into our October Young Adult Bookish Box. And before going through our fabulous items, we do have to go through the newsletter, and I'm so tired of the first page. I hope that they do a different format come the new year, which of course, yes, it is 2024, but I mean like the boxes for the new year because we're in October still. Anyway, the beginning of the newsletter is always like, hi, welcome to Bookish Box. Here are your choices, which doesn't really make sense to me because I'm like, if you got the box, you're already subscribed. Then it gets into the young adult items in the box, which we will talk about and go over as I reveal each item. And as usual, it is one newsletter for both boxes of the month. So it also has the adult box items information, which we're entirely going to skip over, and that will be revealed once I get that box. One thing I absolutely love that they do and have in the newsletter is, of course, a Spotify playlist that is inspired by the themes and or books of the month. Next up, they have a fun little quiz to find out what quadrant you would be in if you were in Fourth Wing, which, damn, I wish I was because that world seems a lot better than ours. Next, they have information about their social media team, which that's interesting, I guess. And last but not least, they have information about their social media. The last thing we need to know is our theme for the month. And our theme for our October Young Adult Bookish Box is Haunting Huntress. Let's go ahead and look at the items and hope that they are fantastic. So the first item we have says a Shadow Crown inspired mouse pad. So a useful item. Hopefully it's pretty. Not as pretty as I want it to be. So I love the roses, but I'm really not a fan of it just being a map of the world. Glide your tasks with a touch of inspiration beneath your hand. Elevate your workspace with our Elvirath mousepad, inspired by A Broken Blade by Melissa Blair, designed by our team at the Bookish Box. So I have read A Broken Blade. It was, I believe, a Bookish Box book, probably from 2022. Liked that book. It wasn't the best, but I did enjoy it. The second book is A Shadow Crown, which I did order from the Bookish Box, and I'm just waiting for my copy of it. I am very disappointed in this. Like, I don't want a map on my desk. I'm sorry. Quite honestly, it's just not a pretty design. So I am not a fan. Next up, we have a Throne of Glass inspired car air freshener. Already worried about this because I did notice a fragrance coming from my box and I wasn't a fan. So I'm like, I already kind of have a feeling that I'm not going to like the way this smells. The other thing is, like, look how big this package is. Like, this cannot be safe size for an air freshener, just saying. Okay, and yes, look at this air freshener. Like, this, it's bigger than my hand. You should not be hanging this in your rear view mirror on, like, it just takes way too much space. It is a cute design. It says, I'd rather be writing Abraxas, which is absolutely adorable. Love the artwork, but this is an obscene air freshener, and I'm not gonna lie, I am not opening this bag because I can already smell whatever is on this, and I'm not down for it at all. Let the sense of adventure and magic fill the air as you journey through your day, inspired by Sarah J. Maas's Throne of Glass series, designed by At the Bookish Box. Again, the artwork is super cute. I love the quote, but I'm like, it is freaking adorable. However, smells awful, at least to me. I'm very weird with smells. And I just think it's too big of an air freshener. And maybe that's why it smells so bad. Maybe because it's how large it is, there's a lot of scent, versus if it was like even half the size, maybe it wouldn't be that pungent. I can't even describe the smell. Like, I don't know what this scent is supposed to be, but it's already giving me a headache. Next up, we have a Bookish Bento Box. So here is our Bento Box. So here is the top of the Bento Box for just clarity of details. And it has a bird on top of a pile of books, surrounded by some foliage. And then here's the top of the Bento Box. So you do have spoon and fork. This is really nice, especially if you have salad. So it's a dressing container. And then this top part does pop off. And then you have the bottom part. Bento Box. Feast your eyes on our Bookish Bento Box. Just as every book is a unique adventure, each compartment in this box can hold a delicious treat. Designed by @Fox and the Bear. So while this is not personally something that I can use, I do think this is cute. I do wish that they did more designs to make it more special. Like just having the design on the top, like it's not the only thing. Like the utensils could have had designs on it. Again, the container, bottom container could have a design on it. You could have made this more special. Yeah, it is cute, and I do like the fact that it is useful, or can be useful. It's just not useful to me personally, and that is because I work from home, and I will forever be working from home due to my autoimmune disease. So I don't really need a traveling bento box, and my husband will kill me if I put anything else in our cupboards. Okay, getting into our last few items in our box, we of course have our Wonderlust Window, and it says Moon Palace. I am wondering if that is from The Serpent and the Wings of Night. Let's go ahead and open it and see. Here is our beautiful Wonderlust Window. Introducing the 10th Wonderlust Window to be featured in our young adult box. This month's 2023 collectible Wonderlust Window featuring the Moon Palace is inspired by The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent, designed by @Gabrielle Ragusi. I absolutely love this. You know, you can see the greenhouse, you can see our, what I'm going to assume our male main character. It does appear to be his wings, but not entirely sure. Regardless, I love this and cannot wait to add it to my Wonderlust Window collection. Our last bookish item, of course, in this box is our art print. I do not recognize this character, don't know who it's supposed to be, but I do like the art print. I am very interested to know what this is from because I am curious. Our November 2023 young adult theme announcement by the amazing @Natalie Bernard Art features Scarlett Monroe from Lady of Darkness by Melissa K. Rorich. So I don't even recall hearing about this book, Lady of Darkness, but because of this art print, I really want to read it. So I will be making sure that's on my TBR list. Before we get into our main event, I do want to talk about the items. So I didn't hate this box. So I liked the fact that majority of the items were useful. You have the bento box, the mouse pad, and the air freshener. All three of those I won't be using. The mouse pad, I didn't like the design. I think the air freshener is too much, and I didn't like the scent, but loved the artwork. And the bento box is just not useful personally to me. So I'm not going to be using those three items, but I would say that their quality was better than some of the items in the previous bookish boxes that we've seen. So the items are just better quality and or better ideas. Just keeping my fingers crossed. And of course, like the mouse pad is definitely just something about me. Like other people might totally love it. You know, the roses were really pretty along the side. So I can see people really liking it. It just wasn't for me. And same thing goes for the air freshener. I think the scent is awful, but that's a personal thing and I'm weird about scents. I did also think it's a little bit too big to use as an air freshener in your car, like safely. But that's my thing. I don't even drive anymore thanks to my medical shit, so it doesn't really matter. And then the bento box was just something else that I liked. They could have done more with it, but it wasn't horrible. It's just not usable for me. I did love the art print. I did like the Wonderlust Window a lot. And hopefully I will love the book. So I'm still happy with the box. I'm happy that I got it. But as always, I'd love to hear you guys' opinions about the items, about the box, and then of course about the book. So let me know in the comments below. And finally, getting into our main event, it's of course our book. So our book this month is The Night Hunt by Alexandra Christo. Atia is an immortal trickster who feeds on fear. As the last of her kind, she thinks herself safe from the unpredictable gods. Silas is a herald, carrying messages and ferrying the dead as gods given punishment for a past he can't remember. Stripped of his true name, he painfully serves his 100-year sentence, yearning to recover his true identity. When the gods strip Atia of her powers, Silas realizes she may be the solution to his own immortal punishment. He offers her a deal. He'll help her avenge her family and take on the gods who now hunt her if she helps him break his curse and restore his humanity. All they need to do is kill 3 powerful creatures: a vampire, a banshee, and one of the very gods who destroyed both their lives. Only by uniting their strengths and trusting in each other can they finally rewrite their destinies. This sounds amazing. I'm hoping that there's a love story in this, but regardless, it definitely sounds like a book up my alley. Really looking forward to reading this. I have not read anything from this author prior. I don't know if this is the only book they have out. I'd have to look it up. But I'm interested in reading the story. I'm interested in getting introduced to this author. So when will I actually get to read this book? So right now I'm reading Zahara, The Guardians of Dawn, which was our young adult bookish box from September, if I'm not mistaken. Then I have The Fangs of War, which was my Page and Wick January book. And then I will move on to The Night Hunt, which of course is the book from this box. Yes, if you guys can see on my bookshelf, I do have Crescent City Book 3, House of Flame and Shadow, but I am not done with my recap of Book 2, and I don't want to start Book 3 until I'm done with that recap for all of you guys. There is a very bad hiccup that I'm trying to resolve. The files might have been corrupted. I don't quite know. I am working with support for the editing software I use to see if there's a way I can recover what I've already worked on, because it's been a lot of work. So keep your fingers crossed. I don't really know what's happening with that. You know, waiting to hear back from support and see if I can figure things out. So yeah, so Crescent City Book 3 is on hold because I'm still trying to get the recap of Crescent City Book 2 out for y'all. And literally I'm like going into social media with like blinders and muffers on. Like I'm like, don't spoil anything. Trying not to spoil the book for myself. Spoilers really don't upset me. I'm totally fine. Like, the end of Crescent City Book 2 was ruined for me well before I opened Book 2. I'm just trying not to spoil things for myself these days. But anyways, let's go ahead and look at the details of our exclusive luxe hardcover edition of The Night Hunt. We have a beautiful exclusive cover, as well as matching stenciled edges. Absolutely stunning reversible dust jacket art, and if you hear the crying, that is Nutmeg, who's demanding a spring. We have a foiled hardcover case, illustrated end papers, and lastly, it is signed by the author, and my edition's actually signed this time. So that is it for our exclusive luxe hardcover edition. Really looking forward to starting this book. So that is it for our young adult October 2023. I want to say 2024, but obviously we're definitely not there. So October 2023 Bookish Box. As always, make sure you like this video if you want to see me do more unboxings. And make sure you're subscribed to join me for all the bookish fun. We have our Crescent City Book 2 recap coming out. We have a few book reviews coming out. And then, of course, more unboxings to do together. Thanks so much, everyone.